Hey guys, in today's video we are going to discuss about the data type in Golang. So the agenda of today's video is like we are going to briefly discuss about the data type in Golang, how we can declare those and what are the data types in Golang. So let's begin it. Like the agenda is here like what is a data type, category of those data type like number, integer, float, string and boolean. Let's start from the data type. So what is the data type? As we know that the data type is specify the type of data that can a variable hold, or you can say you can define a type of a variable which can hold a specific type of value. Like if you have declared an integer type variable and in this variable you just able to store the integer specific value, only integer value like 1 2 3 or any value whatever you want to store in integer, but you cannot store a string value like abc or anything else, so that is not possible. So as we know that Go is a statical type programming language, it means that the each variable must have a type and that type cannot be changed later on as well. Like if we declare integer type of variable and later on we want to assign this string type value to it, then so that is not possible in Golang. So that means that the variable always have a specific type and that type cannot be changed later on. We will discuss about it in our practical session. So let's move on the next slide, like related to categories. So in Golang the data types are divided into the 4 categories. One is the basic type. In basic type we have like number, string and boolean comes under this category. Aggregate type like array, structure, or you can say the struct come under this category, and reference type like pointer, slice, map, function and channels comes under this category. And last one is the interface type, like you can create our custom interface to make compatibility with any different type, so that is also possible in Golang. So the agenda, as we discussed in the earlier slide, like the agenda of this video is just to discuss about the basic data type. So in this video we are just going to cover the basic data type like number, string and boolean. So let's move on the number data type. Like the number data types are used to store numerical value. Those value can be either a whole number or a decimal number. So based on their value, numbers are divided into 3 subcategories like integer, float and complex. So let's discuss about the integer data type. The integer data type are used to store a whole number. In Golang, the both signed and unassigned integer are available. Further, in the 4 different categories, the signed integer means that it can store negative as well as the positive value. Like if you want to store the negative 20 like minus 20 and 20 as well, so both are possible. And unassigned means you can store only the positive value like 1 0 1 2 3 and so on. So the signed integer mostly represent the default by the int type, and the unassigned integer represented by uint. U means the unassigned and int means that assigned integer value. So in Golang the default integer type is int and for unassigned it is uint. So as we know that in Golang we can infer the type based on the value assigned to a variable. So the compiler automatically assign the type based on the assigned value. Like if you assigned a 1 2 3, then compiler automatically assigned int type to it, and if you assign like a string value abc, then compiler automatically assigned a string type to it. So here is the integer data type table. Like in Golang there are multiple integer type data available like int 8, int 16, int 32 and int 64. So as their name suggests, like 8, 16, 32 and 64 are the bit, which is bit means the size of this data type. Like if a variable is like int 8, then it can store only 8-bit data, 8-bit signed integer data. So there is a range cap, so you cannot store more than 8-bit range data. If you are trying to store, then it will throw an overflow exception in this case, or error. Same in case of int 16, that means that it is this data type allow to store a 16-bit data, up to 16-bit data, signed integer data. Same in case of 32 and 64. So next thing is like uint, same as we discussed right now. So the only difference is unint and int is like it store only unassigned integer like positive from 0 to onward, 0, 1, 2 and so on. So size also same, like uint 8 means that it can store only the 8-bit data, means here is the range cap. Same in case of 16, 32 and 64-bit uint as well. So here are some other data types, integer data type also, like int. As we mentioned earlier, the default data type for integer is int in Go language. So it is a platform independent signed integer. That means platform dependent, sorry, not independent, platform dependent. That means like if you are if you develop any application and you want to deploy it on a 32-bit operating system, then in this case, if you use this int data type inside your program or your application, then the size of this int is 32-bit, because based on your machine architecture. And later on you decide to deploy the same application on 64-bit operating system, then in that case the type of this int variable automatically becomes 64-bit based on your build architecture or target machine architecture. So same thing with uint, like it is also platform dependent or machine architecture dependent. So there is only just one difference in between int and uint, like uint just store only the unassigned integers like 0, 1, 2 and onward. So next is byte. So byte is totally alias of uint 8, means it is same as uint 8. So it store only 8-bit unassigned integer value. But why we keep it in separate category? Because here the byte and rune, these both data type are mostly used in case of string or character representation. So as we know that the byte is mostly used to represent the ASCII character in Go language, but as we know that Go is supporting UFT8 encoding. So in this case, if we are using some special un-ASCII character like special word in different language, then byte is not able to achieve those, because it's support only the ASCII character. To in this case we need to use rune. So both byte and rune both are used to represent a character or string representation in Golang. As we know that there is no char data type in Golang as compared to C, C#, C++ and Java. There is no char data type to represent character in Go language. In this case we are using rune data type. If you declare any character in Golang, then the default data type of that character is rune. So the rune is also you can say the synonym, or you can say the replica of int 32. So it can store 32-bit of data. And uint ptr also a platform dependent unassigned integer which is mainly used for the pointers. So we will discuss about it later on. So the size of this uint ptr also depend on the size or depend on the architecture of the target application where you want to run your application. Like if you want to execute your app or to deploy your application on 30-bit architecture system, then the size of this uint ptr is 32-bit. And if you are targeting on the 64-bit operating system, then the size of this uint ptr is 64-bit. So you don't need to worry about how it can handle the size of pointer, so it can manage automatically. So next category in the number data type is called float. The float data type are basically used to store decimal number. So it can store both signed and unassigned float number, and they are available in two different categories like float 32 and float 64. So as their name mention, like float 32-bit is used to store the data up to the 32-bit range. So there is a range cap as similar to the integer type, and float 64 means that it can store up to the 64-bit data. So next data type is complex data type. So complex data type is a combination of like real and imaginary part, where both part of complex number will be float type in Go programming language. So as we discuss about this later on, like complex number are further categorized into two parts as similar to the float number, like complex 64 and complex 128 bit. So in case of complex 64, so the expression declaration in complex 64 data type will be occupy 64-bit memory from the storage. So the size of the, as we mentioned in the previous slide, the size of this complex data type is 64-bit as its name suggests, and the further difference is like both the real and imaginary part of this expression will be float 32-bit, not 64-bit. So next data type like complex 128, that complex 128 occupy 128-bit memory in the storage, and in this case the both real and imaginary part of the expression will be float 64. So that's why its size is 128. So we can declare a complex variable without using data type in Golang. So using any expression, the default, in this case the default type of complex number is 128. Like as example given here, where expression is the variable of complex type, then assigned a value like 21 is a real number and plus 23 plus I means the imaginary number. So if you check the type of this expression, then the size of this expression is complex 128. So let's move on. The next type is like string data type. So in Golang, the string data type represents a sequence of Unicode points. So it is a sequence of immutable bytes, as we discussed earlier. In case of integer data type like byte and rune, both are used to represent the characters in Golang. So here it is a sequence of immutable bytes, means once a string is created you cannot change it, like it is immutable, means you cannot modify a string. When you are concatenate any string in Golang as well, then it creates a new instance of string using the previous and the new one embedded string. So the string can contain arbitrary data, as we discussed, like including bytes with zero value or any human readable form. So and the string in Golang is UTF-8 encoded by default. as we discussed earlier as well. So next data type is Boolean. So Boolean data type that represent only one bit of information, either it is true or false. So the data type Golang for Boolean is like bool keyword in lowercase. You can use bool keyword to declare a Boolean data types in Golang. So that is the brief about the data type. So let's move on the practical part. So now we switch on the Golang official website. Now we are going to open the playground in full window. So here we are going to declare some data type to use them. So like as in previous video we discussed about how we can declare a variable. So in Golang we can declare a variable by using the var keyword, var and name of the variable and data type. Like I want to declare here int data type. So here we declare integer type of type variable x. If I try to execute this program, then it will display 1 2 3 in output window. And as we discussed in the slide as well, like it is statical type and type safe, means you cannot change the type of variable later on. Like if I'm trying to assign it a string value, so it is not possible, then it will raise an error. Cannot. So in this case the type of x is integer type and we are trying to assign the string type of value it, so that is not possible in Golang because it is type safe. So this int we can store any negative value as we discussed in the slide as well. Like it is used to store both signed and unassigned value. So signed value means either it is positive or negative. So it will print minus 123, but in case of uint it doesn't allow us. It will throw an error. So if we try to execute this program, what's going on? Oh, there is mistake. Last time we declare int, in this case we need to declare it uint. Sorry, that is typo mistake, and it may work. Yeah, it will display 1 2 3, and as we discussed earlier, if it is used to store only unassigned integer, if you are using minus here means the negative number, then it will throw an error. Yeah, overflow. So that is not possible with uint. And so let's move on the next data type, which is float. Float is used to store the fraction value as well. Like if you store like, then it will work. Sorry, float has only two types, like 32-bit and 64-bit. So it will work. If we try to assign this fraction value with the integer data type, then it will throw an error. Let's try it. Yeah, because it's actually truncating the value of decimal fraction value, so that is not possible directly. So you need some conversion mechanism. We will discuss about those in later on, but here just we are focusing how we can declare a data type. So we cover the float, int. Let's move on the string data type, or let's discuss about the byte and rune as well. So byte or rune are basically used to declare a character in C sharp, in Golang. Like if we declare, then it will print the numerical value of A, which is 97. Yeah, and same in case of rune. If you use the rune data type, then that is also you print the same value. And if you use int 32 bit and int here, then the output are also same. Just it is an alias of that data type, like int 32 data type. Rune is just a alias of int 32, which is mainly designed to work with the character or Unicode character in Golang. So as we discussed about it earlier as well, so let's move on the next data type, which is called complex. Complex is also the size like 64 and 128. In this case, let's declare two variable of float type, like a float 32 equal to 10.45 float 32 9 8 whatever. So A and B. Yeah, that is the output here. Some typo mistake earlier, sorry for that. So as we discussed in the slide as well, it can hold a two float 32 type of variable. So that's why its size is 64 bit. And if we try to work with the 64 bit, then it may not work, or throw an type error, like here is the type of B is 64 and type of A is 32 bit float type, so type cannot be different. And if we use both as a 64 bit, then it again may not work, because the type of complex is 64 bit here we declare, but the type of both is both sub real and imaginary number is 64 bit, which is the sum is around 120, which is 128, means that size is exceeded. So in this case we need to change that type of this is 128, and now it's work properly. Okay, that is related to complex type. Now move on the string type. So string is used to store the string value. So let's take a same example. Declare a variable x of type string. Now you can store a string value inside it. So if we execute this program, then this program will go in our output window. And as we mentioned in theoretical part, like it is a sequence of bytes, or you can say the Unicode character. So we can construct a string using a array of bytes or array of rune as well. So we will discuss about those in later on when we discuss more about the string data type and rune. Then we will discuss about it later on, but here we are just focusing how we can declare a data type, basic data type. So we have covered almost all data type. Let's move on the last one, which is related to bool. So boolean. So boolean value are, as we mentioned, like either it is true value or a false, nothing else. So in Go language, the bool keyword is used to declare a boolean variable, bool type data type. So the value is either it is true or false. By default value is false. So let's try it without any value. If we execute this program, then it will print false. So the default value of boolean data type is false, and you can assign it a value like true and false explicitly. If we execute this program, then it will print true. So in today's video we learn basic about how we can declare data type in Golang and what are those basic data type. So that is we have done as per our agenda. Thank you guys. Thank you for your watching. Bye.